right, note skill 2 for unit 5. We're going to do this in 2 parts, 2 videos, okay? I'm going to do substitution in one video and elimination in the other video, okay? So let's take a look at how we solve systems with substitution. We generally use substitution when at least one of the equations is in slope-intercept form. Some of you guys might find it easy to put one equation in slope-intercept form, and so if you want to use substitution whenever possible, go ahead and do so. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write out the equation twice, or rewrite the equations side by side. And I call this the windshield wiper method, because we're going to go back and forth like a windshield wiper, okay? So the first equation is already solved for y. So it's just saying y is equal to x minus 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that and we're going to put it in for the other equation. We're going to substitute it in for the y value in the other equation. So that means that this whole thing here, x minus 4, is going to go in for this y value over here on the right. Okay, so there you have it. And once I do that, now I'm going to simplify the left side. So I have 2x. I'm going to distribute the negative 3. So negative 3 times x and negative 3 times negative 4. And then I'm going to combine the x's. So I get negative 1x plus 12 equals 5. And now, if you remember, I want to get 1x on the left by itself. So I don't want this 12 here, so I'm going to subtract the 12. And what I do to one side, I do to the other. So we're going to subtract 12 on both sides. And what that's going to give me is it's going to give me negative x plus 0, right? And then on the right side, it's 5 minus 12, so negative 7. And then if I have a negative on the left and I have a negative on the right, that's the same thing as saying a positive on the left and then change the sign on the right. So x equals 7 in this case. All right, so what we're saying in this system is that these two equations will intersect when x equals 7. Now we take that and we go back to this equation because now we know that x is 7. So we want to solve for y. So what does y equal when x is 7? Y equals 3. Now remember, you're solving a system, so the solution is a coordinate point. So x is 7 and y is 3. So let's try an example. Okay. When I look down here underneath, I notice that one of my equations is not in slope-intercept form. However, I can make it slope-intercept form. Or, if you don't want it to be slope-intercept form, you can always get x by itself too. But I'm going to practice making it in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the x here. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So that's 0 minus 2y equals 5 minus x, or negative x plus 5. I'm just going to flip-flop those. And then I want this to be 1y. So I'm going to go ahead and divide both sides by negative 2. And I get y equals negative 1 over 2, right? I'm dividing this by 2. Negative 2. Sorry, so this goes away. And then I'm going to divide the 5 by negative 2, so it's going to look like this. Negative 5 over 2. Okay? So here we have slope-intercept form. And going back to that method, we now know what y equals. So I'm going to take that and plug it in for this y over here. And so we get 3x minus 4 times 1 over 2x minus 5 over 2. Now we're advanced algebra, so we're going to deal with fractions, and it's okay. So let's distribute like we did in that other problem. So negative 4 times a half, you get negative 2x. Negative 4 times negative 5 halves, you get plus 10. You have a calculator. Don't be intimidated by fractions. Use your calculator. Now we can go ahead and combine like terms. So we get x plus 10 equals 8. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract 10 on both sides. So I get x equals negative 2. So now we know that x is negative 2. So the solution where these two graphs intersect is going to be at x equals negative 2. And I'm going to take that guy and I'm going to put it right here. So I have y equals 1/2 times negative 2 minus 5 over 2. Again, don't be intimidated by fractions. You can use a calculator. I'm going to keep the denominators 2. So I have a negative 2 over 2 minus 5 over 2. And we can combine the numerators, right? Negative 2 plus negative 5 is negative 7. So we get an answer of negative 7 over 2. And guess what? Fractions are a-okay. So now we know what y is. So our answer for the solution for the system is negative 2, comma, negative 7 over 2. And that is how we do our substitution method. Okay?